And this is what we got. We can reach our figure by 2014 very, very easily, making about $2 million of revenue a year. And so after all the calculations, we ended up at a net present value of $12 million that easily can be increased if we sensitize and look a little bit more optimistically. So that's Folio. Currently, we're running at less than $3 a month. We have a completely live and working prototype and working service at less than $3 a month. So it's a really lean startup. And with $3,000, we can do so much more. So if $3 can buy what you saw earlier, imagine what $3,000 can do. So thank you. That's Folio. We're asking for $30,000 worth of investment. Roughly $20,000 will go to advertising and marketing, and $10,000 will go to development and hosting. Thank you very much. Any questions?
That was a very well organized presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think. But how did you get the $12 million valuation?
So let me show you. So obviously this type of calculation has a lot of assumptions, and as we saw earlier, that these assumptions are really, really slim. We think only 2% of people who click our ads will actually be interested in registering an account, and out of that, only 5% of that 2% will actually be interested in using Folio to become productive. And through the productive store per day, we think that they're only going to be making $25, which is also really slim, because on a platform like Shopify, there are tons of people on the forum saying, hey, I make like $250 a day. Plus the types of things that we're selling, like for instance web design templates, you can see them go easily for about $500 each. So these are really, really modest assumptions. Some other data that we have here, we think that each dollar that we spend on marketing is going to bring us about 10 clicks, which is actually the standard rate for Google AdWords, and we're going to be taking about 9% of the revenue. And we've also taken account to the 5% attrition, which basically is the drop-off rate of each year. And here's our raw data. By 2016, we're going to be making about $4 million of revenue, $4.5 million of revenue, and yeah, that's how we ran the analysis.
You don't have profit yet, though, right?
Actually, yeah, we do. Excuse me. So here's our profit, our net income. With these figures, I think these might be a little bit dated, but I can just go through them with you. So hosting costs are really, really cheap. We're working on the Amazon Cloud Platform, which really brings scalability, which means we only pay for what we use. So the more users we have, the more we pay, but it's actually pretty cheap. So transaction fees is we're going to be using a platform like PayPal, who takes about 3% of the profits per each transaction. Now these seem pretty big, but we're going through some considerations of who wants to pay that transaction fee. Should it be the user or should it be us? Marketing costs. We have a 20% marketing cost growth every year, and they're going to be ranging from 20,000 and going up as we make more income. And as you can see, in our first year, we already have $20,000 of income. By our second year, we've grown to $150,000. By our third year, and these are the dated figures. So actually, today they'd be even higher.
We won't go into those too much, okay, because I'm not so sure how many people you'll get for $26,000 a year. So I don't know how well staffed you're going to be at 26 grand a year. So anyway, but how long has your site been running?
It's been running, and for a couple of weeks. It's been in development for quite a while.
Have you had any users sign up yet?
Myself. This is
any others?
We haven't done any. We haven't launched this yet, which is essentially, yeah, we're not launched.
Thank you very much. That's all the time we have for questions.
Hey.